of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I guess adjustments to the agenda would just simply be we don't have to go through elect a chairman and a vice chairman. So
We can actually do the public hearing part of it before we do any of that business if you want to.
okay, yep. Let's open the public hearing at 6:06. Anybody wishes to speak?
No complaints.
So, I guess we'll close the public hearing at 6:07.
Good job, Luke.
Thanks. Okay, so, adjustments to the agenda, that's good to go. Review of the minutes of July 9th, 2019. I went over them. I make a motion to accept the minutes from July 9th, 2019.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? All right. No correspondence. Continuing business, conditional use permit, 2378 Main Street, Rangeley. Complete findings of fact. Motion to approve or deny. For Lee here. So, we already went through this the last time, right? Good. Nothing that we need from you, I don't believe, at this point. So, I think all we gotta do, guys, is the same as always. We're gonna go over this and just kind of comb through it, as always. Okay. Probably rotate reading through some of these things. I'll start it. So everything looks good. Okay. Standing. The applicant has standing to present this application as owner, purchaser, under an executed agreement. Leasee/agent. Leasee under an executed agreement with option to purchase and permission for renovations. I make a motion to accept it as is.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Authority. The planning board has authority to consider this application for conditional use because the use, commercial facilities use, is listed as conditional use in the commercial district. Code enforcement officer made a determination on June 12, 2019. The applicant's purpose use is one that requires conditional use approval, and so the application has been referred to the planning board. I make a motion.
I second. Any discussion? All in favor? We're going to start with section 38.6.31. Or I can start it out.
You want me to go? I go?
Hit it.
Why do I get the wrong one? Holy smokes.
You only got to do that through A, and Brian will do B, and I'll do C.
Alright. Section 38.6.31 is the proposed use or the proposed site upon which this use will be located of such character that the use will have significant adverse impact upon the value or quiet possession of the surrounding properties greater than would normally occur from such a use in the zoning district. Consider A. How does the size of the proposed use compare with the surrounding uses? And what is the impact on significant scenic vistas? proposed use is an appropriate commercial use that blends well with surrounding commercial businesses in the area. There will not be impact on scenic vistas as the building exterior has not changed.
Okay, I don't think we need a motion on that, we just go down through them. No.
B, how does the intensity of proposed use, including amount and type of traffic to be generated, hours of operation, expanse of pavement, and similar measures of intensity of use compare with surrounding uses? The intensity of the proposed use compares well to other businesses in the immediate vicinity. The traffic will not increase due to the use as compared with the previous retail business that operated on the lot. The hours of operation are planned to be 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. 6 days a week and closed on Sundays.
Okay. What is the potential generation of noise, dust, odor, vibration, glare, smoke, litter, and other nuisances? There is potential for increased noise due to the power saws that are used to cut cedar logs into the lengths needed for furniture production. There have been reports of a strong polyurethane odor coming from the building by a neighboring property. The odor is reported to linger in the neighbor's dwelling, and there are concerns about the impact the fumes could have on health. It would be appropriate to see if there is any kind of filtration and ventilation system that could prevent this problem from occurring. Do you want to just pause on that one for a minute? You got any, is there a plan for that?
There is a plan. So we've been using a Circa product, which is a catalyst product. And the reason we use it is because as soon as I spray it, within 20 minutes we can touch it, it's dry.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 coats, 1 piece of furniture, 3 coats, in and out of the spray room and finished sanded in less than 2.5 hours. So it makes sense to use it. However, it is kind of toxic smelling. So that product is a Circa product, which is developed in Italy. So they're currently developing a product that Moser Furniture is trying out that's water-based. The problem with water-based product is, the good thing about it is there's no smell at all. The problem with it is the drying time is forever. So to turn a piece over, it takes forever. So they have developed a drying agent, which we mix, like we mix the catalyst with, that will dry that in a relatively quicker time to make it more productive for us. So, yes, I understand. I don't even like the smell of it. But it's the best product on the market, and that's what we're using. By the end of August, they're telling us that we will have that new product to spray. So we do run filters. The problem with the filters is you buy a case of 20 filters at $25 a piece, and you put a filter in, and in 2 days it's plugged. So what happens is the guys in the spray room take the filter and slide it to the side and snap it on. And every time they do that, the neighbors come across the street and say, hey, it smells. And it does smell, but we are working on it. As long as the filters are in, we're good. And once we switch to this other product, which we will, I don't want to send that out there no more than I want to smell it. Right. You know? So we are working on it. As long as the filters are in, we're good with the product we have. If we pull the filters out, it's not so good.
So is it really dusty that, like, you obviously have an exhaust system, you have to purge the building?
There's no dust, it's just this smell that just it's like, how do I say it? It's just this nasty polyurethane smell.
Yeah,
You know, it's like an oil-based, it's like an oil-based varnish smell. It stinks like shit.
Rotten gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if a charcoal filter somehow.
So we do run, the filters that we have are a charcoal-based filter, and like I said, when the filter's in, everything's running good, it's awesome. As soon as that filter starts to get plugged, it starts to create the dust in the spray room, and as soon as that dust starts, they just reach up and they pull that filter and suck it to the side, and it takes all the dust out so that it doesn't bother the product. What it does do, though, is send that smell
Then you
to
get a
the
phone
neighbor.
call.
They come right across the street. They just walk across, and they're like, hey, listen, that stinks.
The dust is from sanding between coats, or is it from?
No, so all the dust is inside. There's really no dust that we create. So we have there's a 3 horsepower shop vac in one section and another 3 horse shop vac in the other section. So the dust is all contained inside the building. In fact, when normal operation hours, I keep the doors closed because I don't want the neighbors to hear it. So it's not necessarily a dust that's created, it's just that smell. And I did have a complaint early on from one of the neighbors, said there was a lot of smoke in the air. Well, the kiln that we run out back is run by a wood stove. So all the scrap wood doesn't just get thrown away, all the scrap wood gets burnt to heat the building and to dry the material. So we do every morning, 6:30, somebody lights that wood stove. So, yeah, it's a wood stove.
So like noise, your confidence is high that the noise will be low enough so that
I
the
wouldn't
neighbor's
want,
not gonna-
I just, you know, I think, I want to be a good neighbor. I wouldn't want to live next to, I mean, they are downtown, it is a commercial area, but at the same time, I don't have to be a jerk.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want that. The overall goal eventually is to make that building just a showroom and to move the facility, the manufacturing
Off-site.
facility off-site. The problem, as you guys all know, is the commercial zoning for the town is so limited. I got from here to the Bab Road and, you know what I mean? It's really restrictive. So it's kind of a difficult situation. If the company was to grow much bigger than it is now, we would definitely have to probably purchase a piece of land between here and Stratton and do the manufacturing off-site, you know. But that's a happy problem I hope to have in a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, to me, these would be minor problems if one or two people, it bothers them a little bit. They
So the lady
report.
that it bothered the most, Luke, came to the shop yesterday and actually talked about it. And I wasn't there, but Chris reassured her that we were working on the problem. And
Right.
she said, I don't want to go to the town meeting and be a pain. I
No,
just wanted
It's
to know
just a
that
matter
we
of
smell
making
it.
sure those guys are keeping the filters,
Right.
I guess rotate them out, or if they're making a
Well, it's-
conscious effort, if it gets clogged, to put another one. But I get what
The
you're saying,
yeah.
in the middle of coating something,
Right.
if you don't slide that open,
Right.
if it's clogged.
The happy problem is we have the new product by the end of the month and we never have to worry about it again. And we do spray a lot of water-based. So if we can spray water-based on a product that doesn't need to go right out, but if somebody orders something, we finish it on Sunday or Saturday, deliveries Tuesday, that process has to happen pretty fast.
Everybody here content with what his plan is to?
I'm sure it doesn't
Yeah.
help that her windows are open in summer. You
The
know,
winter time would probably
in the winter,
never,
we probably want to hear about it.
and I get it, you know what I mean?
If you live downtown, that's sometimes what happens. I mean, this guy makes all kinds of noise over at his
Ah,
place.
make a lot of noise. Guilty. Very guilty.
All right, I'm happy to move on from
Dean?
that.
RT, Wes?
Yeah. My turn, my go?
It's actually my go.
No,
Yeah,
Let me take
by
it.
all means.
I'll help you out, Wes.
no, you can take it, man.
Are there unusual physical characteristics of the site, including size of the lot, shape of the lot, topography, and soils, which may tend to aggravate adverse impacts upon surrounding properties? No, there are no changes to the exterior lot, which has existed for many years.
Alright. E, to what degree have landscaping, fencing, and other design elements and materials been incorporated to mitigate adverse impact on surrounding properties? There are trees along two of the property lines that help provide a visual separation from the abutting lots. There are no other design elements that adversely impact surrounding properties.
All right, Brian, you want me to just run through this one because
Therefore, on the basis of the findings in 3A through E above, and any conditions required below, the planning board concludes that the proposed use or proposed site upon which the use will be located is possibly of such character that the use will have significant adverse impact upon the value or quiet possession of surrounding properties greater than would normally occur from such a use in the zoning district.
Conditions, if any, required to ensure compliance with the above. Conditions may include, but are not limited to, street improvements, access restrictions, hours of use, buffers and screening, utilities improvements, and performance guarantees for required off-site improvements. Research possible solvent and polyurethane fume filtration ventilation systems to make sure that there are no ill effects to surrounding properties. If such a system is available, it should be installed to protect occupants of those properties. Okay, so I motion to accept everything, all of the above, A through E, with the simple fact that odor mitigation controls will be part of the plan. So, do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Section 4.
Section 4, Section 38, 6, 3. Will municipal or other facilities serving the proposed use be overburdened, or will hazardous be created because of inadequate facilities? Consider A, will traffic be able to safely move in and out of the site at this proposed location? Yes, there is a good line of sight down Main Street from the entry/exit of the business parking lot area. B, are facilities present to assure the safety of pedestrians passing by or through the site? The town of Rangeley will be installing a crosswalk and sidewalks along Main Street in this area, so pedestrian safety will be greatly improved following the project. People can safely walk along the side of the road currently. And I have C, does the street network have the capacity to accommodate the proposed use? Yes, the proposed use will have no effect on street network capacity. D, do the sewage and water supply systems have the capacity to accommodate the proposed use? Yes, there are no changes that will affect the sewage and water capacity from that of previous businesses located on the lot. D, does the storm drainage system have the capacity to accommodate the proposed use? Yes, there will be no change that will affect the storm drainage system. And then F, does the fire department have the ability to provide necessary protection services to the site and development? Yes, see the letter from the Rangeley Fire Chief Mike Bacon that states his fire department can provide rapid fire response to the location. Therefore, on the basis of the findings in 4A through F above and any conditions required below, the planning board concludes that municipal or other facilities serving the proposed use will or will not be overburdened or create hazards because of inadequate facilities. I would say will not.
Okay. I can finish this up if you guys.
No, smoke it.
Conditions, if any, required to ensure compliance with the above. No additional conditions may include but are not limited to street improvements, access restrictions, hours of use, buffers and screening, utility improvements and performance guarantees for required off-site improvements. I make a motion to accept all 38.6.3 Section 2 with no conditions necessary as proposed by the CEO.
I second that.
Just a quick question for open discussion. Did Mike Bacon or anybody mention anything about additional fire suppression due to dust or mitigation of sawdust, anything like that?
Nope.
Okay.
Good.
Done.
I'm done. All in favor? Alright. Shoreline zoning. The property that is subject of this application is not located within the shoreline zone, and so the planning board finds that section 5 is not applicable to this application. I make a motion to accept that.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Number 6.
Sure.
Conclusion of planning board's determination. The proposed establishment of a furniture making shop and furniture display gallery is not similar to the former use, greenery, bakery, and is not within the scope of the standards that allow for the CEO to issue a conditional use permit as referred in section 38.4.5.8.4 on pages 3816 through 3817 of chapter 38 of the town code. The use does require a conditional use permit as listed in the land use table, row 5, page 3819 of chapter 38 of the town code. There.
I make a motion to accept the conditional use permit.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? So we have really no noted conditions. I mean, Tom made some comments about the odor, and I mean, would we basically said there's no conditions, but it said that back on that one we stopped and discussed, but it really wasn't. There was no demand. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to. So I think unless anybody disagrees with that, no. So I make a motion to approve with no additional conditions that we accept his application.
I second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Thank you.
I
Congratulations.
guess that's it.
This is the first conditional use permit I've ever applied for where there wasn't a room full of screaming people. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thanks for what you do.
Cool.
Good luck.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tracy, for the call. I was in the shower 3 minutes up going. Yeah.
See you later.
New business. Conditional use permit application, 485 Bald Mountain Road, Pequossack, map 022, lot 018, 30% expansion.
Should table it because nobody's here. My cow. What? If you really wanted it, don't you think you ought to show up to the planning board meeting?
Yeah, I mean,
We're just scheduling a site visit, but yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do
I
a site
agree with that,
evaluation.
But
yeah,
it is just scheduling a site visit, I'm sure they'll be here for that one.
right.
How are they gonna know? They're not even here to know the schedule. Same as it.
They might bump into Lee in the parking lot.
So basically on this, we're supposed to just make sure the application is complete, and if it is, then we move forward, and whether it's a site visit or a public hearing, whatever it is we do at this board. But, you know, I was noticing that this was not filled out at all. And it's obviously not our job, it's probably a combination of Tom and the owner. It's the thing that, it's the building structural information page. Obviously they're doing something, so there's gonna be
Well,
something.
it's got an attached page that explains it right behind.
Attachment A.
Attachment A.
Alright. I guess that's satisfactory.
That's not on the application.
Building
That's
structure.
the-
Wood.
Yeah, I would agree that this
I think,
structural information page could have some, you know, things about electric heating and
yeah,
whether or not there'll be any plumbing running through that.
A little bit of
A
information.
little bit of background info,
Yep.
yes.
as well as materials.
I feel like this is just pretty simple, just we can just tell Tom, make sure this gets done for then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Really see the point in holding anything up for, they got to check off like 4 boxes. So we can just put that in the notes, that probably should get taken care of
Yep.
by the next meeting. So I probably don't need a motion for that unless, okay. So let's, what was the proposed site visit, date?
Our next meeting is August 28th.
28th,
Okay,
5 p.m.
12:35 o'clock.
you want to do 5 o'clock at that address?
Yep.
I need a motion for that.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we schedule a site visit to this property on August 28th at 5 p.m. Is that a second?
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Alright, so that's in the notes, Tom, to make them just do the due diligence on that. So, next meeting, August 28th, 2019, so we're gonna start at 5, the site visit, 6 p.m. here. We're good, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:32.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
I have a couple things I need you guys to sign.